we start with the fraction 5/8 plus 1/4. The first thing we want to do, we want to make the denominator the same. So number one is to make the denominator the same.
And how you get from 8 to 4 is dividing it by 2.
Make
The denominator the same.
denominator
The same.
the same.
And you have 8/4, and you can get from 8 to 4 by dividing it by 2.
No, you cannot get to 4. You have to get to a bigger number. You have to get to a lowest common multiple. Can you see 8 and 4 there?
Yes.
I'll show you a trick. What you do, you write the 8 times table. 8, 16, 24.
4,
And then you write the 4 times table.
4, 8, 12.
4, 8, 12.
12.
Which number do you see in both of them?
8.
The smallest one is 8. So you want to make all of them 8. Now, 8 is already 8, so we leave that stays the same, and we leave that 5. We got 4 here. What do we times by 4 to get 8?
2.
So if we times by 2 in the denominator, what do we do in the numerator?
We times it by 2.
Correct. So the 5 stays the same. You happy with that? The 8 stays the same. We do 1 times 2. What's 1 times 2?
2.
2. And what's 4 times 2?
8.
So the 8 goes there. Now that the denominator is the same, it's 8 and 8. What do we do next?
So now there's 8 and 8 as denominators. Now
The denominator is the same.
same.
What do we do now?
Now we have to make
We got the denominator the same. The last thing is to add the numerator. So we add 5 and 2. 5 plus 2 is
2 is 7.
7. And that denominator, which is 8, we just write it as 8. So the answer is 7/8. You see that?
Yeah.
So step number 1, what's the first thing we do?
So you have to make the denominator the same.
Correct. And then step number 2, we add the numerator. Add the numerator. If we will subtract, we will subtract it. We will add the numerator, and we'll add 5 plus 2, and it's 7. And then it will be 7 over the denominator, which was 8. So how do we make the denominator the same? We look for the
Multiples.
multiples. The multiples of 8 is 8, 16, 24. The multiples of 4, 4, 8, 12. And we choose the number which is the lowest common multiple. The smallest one which is found in both of them. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. I'd like you to write this down neatly in your exercise book, because whenever you're doing a question, you look at it. And if you have colors, you can use color as well as the way I've done, use red. And then after that, you do some practice.
Okay.
So write this one neatly.
Okay.